For most people in 2026, it's actually really hard to make consistent money in the crypto markets. I mean, we have a lot of uncertainty. If I was to pull up the fear and greed index right now, we're looking at a 16 on the fear and greed index. We have Bitcoin down almost 12% on the 7 days. We have Ethereum down 15%. A lot of people have come to the decision that a lot of these altcoins are pretty much vaporware. There's really only a handful of coins that you want to hold for the long haul, but also you want to have those short-term intervals where you can actually profit in the crypto markets. And even though I am not an expert leverage or day trader, I'm more of a buy and hold long-term, take those longer-term swing type of positions. I've come up with a strategy that actually works for me. And what we're going to do in this video, I'm going to lay out my trading strategy. When I sit down at the desk and the market is giving me some sort of direction, what I do, the rules I use whenever I'm leverage trading. And on top of that, from this video forward, we're going to start a funded challenge with a $10,000 account. And I will show you that even not as an expert day trader, you can pass these challenges and get capital to trade with. So let's go ahead and jump right into the video, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome into In the Money. We give you all the alpha you need to win in the prediction markets and the crypto sectors. And a big shout out to our sponsor for today's video, which is OMNX. OMNX is actually the first fully functional leverage prediction market platform. We actually gave you guys this trade last week. Whenever we first introduced OMNX, we said New York Knicks at 34%. They've now almost 2.5x'd up to 78%. If you did that on some sort of a leverage trade, that paid off very nicely for you. So at this point in time, I'd probably buy back into the Spurs at 20 cents just in case they win the game tonight, right? And then look, and we'll definitely be utilizing this for the World Cup. I think it's going to be really fun to put OMNX to work. So you can check that out down below in the description. Let's go ahead and jump right in to the video. As I mentioned, look, I am not an expert day trader, and I will never come in here and tell you guys that I am. That's the first and foremost thing. But I want to show you that it's possible, even though you might not be able to look at all the levels and the Fibonacci, draw lines on the chart, whatever the case is. That's not exactly what I am doing. I'm actually utilizing my overall knowledge of fundamentals in the crypto market and just implementing it. So there's other people, Sheldon, Dylan, Kyle on the channel who use much more technical analysis whenever they come to the charts and are looking at the trade setups. But me, I'm actually using the knowledge of these projects, dilution, as well as just the catalyst in the market to make a strategy. So I'm going to go over my 6 rules. And then, like I said, starting today, in future videos, we are going to be doing a $10,000 account challenge. And let's see if we can pass this and get funded $10,000 to trade with. I'll also go over this platform and why I'm actually using this for my funded challenge. Let's just go ahead and dive in to rule number 1 of what I've been finding in my trades. And that is try not to trade tokens randomly. So, there's so many coins in the crypto market, and you can definitely get carried away with, okay, this coin's hot. Now today, everyone's talking about Zcash's dump and, it got, compromised or whatever, or, people are shorting 𝗬𝗍 off after the compromise, whatever the case is. Tau gets hot in the AI narrative. Like, you can really find yourself jumping ship to ship. But once you already start hearing these things on the timeline, a lot of people have already taken that trade who are watching these tokens specifically. So my thing is I pick a basket of tokens, 5 to 6 coins that I like to watch consistently. Stuff like Solana has been a great short over the last month as well. But for me, the coins I like to look at their charts and the catalysts and simply trade them is Hyperliquid, Bitcoin, Solana, VVV. And then from there, I have a couple of high dilution coins, which I'll talk about here in just a second. So for me, do not trade coins at random. I like to have 5 or 6 coins in my favorites that I'm like, look, I'm going to look at the setups. What's going on in the ecosystem? Did Solana announce something new today? Venice has been a real good mover lately. They've had a lot of catalysts. So Hyperliquid, same kind of thing. There's just a lot of these coins that I follow very closely. And then also Solana just moves really well with the market. And also, like I said, has been a great short, really because the lack of updates coming through the Solana ecosystem. So I choose 5 to 6 coins that I like to just monitor, the ones that we talk about really on the channel all the time, Hyperliquid, VVV, Tau, Bitcoin, etc. And I like to trade those specifically because you're not going to be able to win on every single pair, you know, jumping from BNB to XRP to Tron to Hype to Doge. That's not how you're going to win with a trading strategy, especially as a beginner. So that's number one. Number two is I take advantage of dilution very heavily in my trading strategy. Now, if you followed this channel long term, you know what I'm talking about. A lot of these coins raise a ton of money. These L2s or these, you know, back in the day, these gaming projects would announce that they've raised $14 million. When in reality, like, they don't need that money. But also this bumps up the valuations of these things quite tremendously. So for me, I love looking at setups on tokens that raise a ton of money, new layer 2 blockchains, let's just say, that come into the space, are saying they're building the next shiny thing. And you can take a look at these charts on some of these. The yearly chart on Berachain is down 80%, 88%. You could literally sit in shorts on these types of coins endlessly. I still have open shorts on another account on Mega ETH. I've been in since like 6.7 cents or something like that. And it's just absolutely printing. If we come over here, let's go look at the Mega chart. And yes, it's up 7% today because Bitcoin is showing a little bit of a bounce. But if you just look at this long-term chart on something like Mega ETH, like I said, you could just sit in shorts for the last week and have printed from whenever I entered up here to now. And even this little bounce doesn't scare me at all because of the dilution. And when I say dilution, for those that might not be experts in the crypto market, maybe you're coming in from the stock market, you just want to find a strategy in crypto. These types of tokens, so Berachain, they have a $73 million market cap, but their fully diluted market cap is $145 million. That means that about 50% of the tokens are not circulating on the market. These are going to continue to hit the market, whether it's through incentive programs or early VC investors. And with a chart like this, what are the VCs going to do? They're going to continue to dump this chart. Let's go look at Mega ETH, another L2 that I just feel like, look, in a couple of years, people are going to look back and say, why the heck did that launch? You got a lot of room here. It's a 50 million market cap, but the dilution is 10x. The FDV is $500 million. There's going to be so much token unlocks to hit on this coin. This is going to go to dust. I don't see any way that it doesn't. And you can go on chain. You can look at the metrics like DeFi Llama. Let's just go over here really quickly. With these flashy high dilution L2s, the proof is in the metrics. You can literally look at the fall off. People farmed this airdrop. And then once that happened, people are taking money off the chain slowly and rapidly. They have lost $100 million in total value locked on the chain in the last 30 days. And that's just basically because people are absolutely done with this chain. They got their rewards. This is a chain that's only making $1,700 a day as a chain. That's just absolutely ridiculous for a project that raised as much money as they did and also has an FDV of $500 million. So this coin is a very safe token to just sit in shorts long-term, have a safe stop loss, and just ride it out. Like, I think that these are the best trades to be able to take, especially if you have knowledge of the crypto market, but you aren't necessarily the type of guy that's going to come in here. Let me just pull up like the ETH chart. Like, I'm not going to tell you ever. My technical analysis here is saying that this is going to happen. I'm actually using my fundamentals, and it's been working quite nicely in this market to be able to take narrative trades or go against certain narratives. Like I said, with the high dilution altcoins that I am trading, like a Mega ETH. Number 4 is, or I think it's number 3. The trend is your friend, and avoid trading if the market is unclear or uncertain. I think right now is pretty uncertain. Like, if you're going to go try to trade a large pair like Bitcoin today, we just had this tremendous dump from 75K literally last week to 59 over this weekend. Now we're back at 62.7. I would consider this chop. I don't know that we're going to just shoot straight back up here. And a lot of experts are saying, oh, maybe the stock market's going to top temporarily because of the SpaceX IPO. You have to be careful with that. So for me, like Bitcoin's not a pair that I would touch. I'm totally comfortable keeping something like those mega ETH shorts open because, well, that trend to me is clear. I don't think any Bitcoin bounce is going to make this thing just rocket past, especially my entry point, but also any liquidation or stop loss levels. So the trend is your friend. And right now, for example, the market's extremely uncertain. I'm not, jumping into Bitcoin longs or shorts right now. I definitely want to see how this week plays out, and then we can make a decision if we see a clear direction. Number 4 is tight stop losses. This is how you win as a beginner trader. You minimize your losses, but you maximize those wins. And it's the same thing in a lot of different industries, like even prediction markets or whatever the case is. And when I'm saying this, so let's just say, you're entering a trade with $1,000, just theoretically. $1,000 on your leverage, and you're doing a 5x leverage. So if it goes up 20%, you make that $1,000 in profit. What I would really advise anyone to do, and 20% moves are very common in crypto, is set super tight stop losses. So your loss can maybe only be 10 or 20% on that. But then if you do make it up, next trade you go in with 800, right? And then you actually win that trade, your profits are going to far outlast those small losses in retrospect that you're taking. So for me, I maximize my risk reward. My downside on a specific trade, unless I am just extremely confident in a move, I know something's coming, or, whatever the case is, unless I am beyond confident, I do a super tight stop loss. I don't allow myself to lose on my losers. My win rate, I think I've on one of the trading journals that I've been using online, I think is like 32%, but I'm in profit because even though I'm only winning 1 out of 3 trades that I've opened, technically, those 3 trades, the 2 losers are nowhere near the size of those winners because I let those winners run, and then you move your stop loss into profit. So many people go to sleep on a trade, and I used to do this before I really honed in, like, okay, this market is really rewarding traders. If you know what you're doing and you can actually trade these markets, this is what you need to be doing. So once I used to like sleep on positions, like I'd be in profit. I'd be like, oh, I'm going to let this thing run. And I wouldn't have my stops in profit. I'd wake up to a losing trade. And, that it just becomes one of those things you learn through experience with trading, no doubt. But for me, whenever I step away from the computer or I'm taking a trade and I'm comfortable with where the trade is in profit, I'll set the stop loss, right, maybe like 10 to 20% in profit, let it ride, let the winners run. But also if the market corrects, which we've seen so many times, black swan events in crypto, you don't really lose. You don't lose your pants on a given trade because you have a tight stop loss. This maximizes your winners and it mitigates / eliminates your losers for the most part. And then just type stop losses. Don't allow yourself to lose, 80% on trades. Maybe lose 10 to 20%, and you can get that 10 to 20% back so easily on your next setup. And to top it off, I will be starting this challenge on Proper. And why am I using Proper for this challenge? Because Proper, you can get funded up to $100,000 on anything on Hyperliquid. They have a token coming out in August. This is going to be super bullish. They have a points leaderboard. So just for trying to trade and get funded, by the way, a lot of people have gotten funded on Proper. I know the team here, they're on Hype. And also they give 10% back of revenue to people who are earning points every single week. They just dropped a ton of money out to the top 100 points holders. So you can get funded up to 100K. Paid challenges are live. You can pick a challenge. If you pass, you get funded. You keep 80% of the profits from there once you get a funded account. And then for your points farming, you get 10% of the revenue every single week in Hype. I am not sponsored by Proper. I just think it's a good opportunity because you're in the Hyperliquid ecosystem. You could get airdropped out some Hype. And then they do have a token. So people who are utilizing their platform will be rewarded with the Proper token. So here's the stipulations of the challenge. I'm starting with $10,000. So I haven't taken any trades yet. This is going to be, we're going to be live streaming 3 times a week on this channel. So just a heads up, we will be live and also posting these, daily videos every single day as usual. So $10,000. I have not taken a trade on this funded account because I want to do it transparently with you guys. The drawdown used, your equity must never drop below your starting balance minus 6%. So my floor is 9,400. So I can't lose $600 on this challenge or else I will lose this challenge. My daily loss maximum is $300. Okay. So once again, this will actually teach you to set those tight stop losses. So this challenge is actually perfect for that, for my strategy, because I like to set those tight stops. So that is definitely something I'll be doing. And then the profit target is 10%. So I need to grow this account from $10,000 to $11,000 to pass the challenge. So we're going to take this challenge on very transparently. And if you want to check out Proper as well, like I said, I am not, partnered with Proper in any sort of way. I just think it's one of the better products on the market because of their Hyperliquid affiliation, knowing the team and knowing the backers from this. I just think it's a great product. So you can check them out down below in the description. And like I said, when we're live streaming, I will be very transparent. We'll take a lot of trades in front of you. I'll probably open up. I want to see where this mega ETH chart goes. Have an account of mine that I funded myself that I'm short on Mega, but I would like to get in on a short on Mega ETH on this challenge as well, as that short has just been absolutely printing for me for the last couple of weeks. So if you enjoyed the video, I know, don't go to the comment section and say, well, you're not a day trader. That's the point. I'm telling you guys, you can absolutely form a strategy that will work for you no matter your experience level. Okay. I'm not a Fibonacciist. I'm not going to draw lines on the chart ever and show resistance levels, nothing like that. If I ever do that, then that's the end of, my sanity at that point in time. I am a pure fundamentalist, a pure fundamental trader, but I can take my 8 years in crypto experience and actually turn this all up with a tight, disciplined strategy and prove that we can make money and also not have to use your own money by just passing one of these challenges on Proper or Bitfunded. We also have Bitfunded links down below in the description. So whatever you want to check out, that is your choice. But it is definitely the time of the market to be able to do this, because once the trend is clear, once we get into the next bull market, I think these types of setups and trades are going to become on easy mode as we see every single bull market. So guys, like the video down below, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys on tomorrow's video, and we'll probably have a live stream tomorrow as well. So make sure you check that out tomorrow afternoon. As always, trade responsibly, my friends, and of course, stay bullish, my friends.